In this video, let's take a look at trimming symbols inside of Traverse PC, and I'm going to show you two ways to do it. The way that you're going to do it, well, it really depends on how you do your surveying, but I tend to use the Traverse drawing settings, and I go down to the symbol section where in other videos we selected the symbol we want to use, and I looked for this trim symbols. Traverse PC then is going to draw the line to the edge of the symbol and stop. So that's why if I look at these hollow symbols right here at the center of the section, in the 16th corner over here, I don't see any lines go through them. But watch what happens if I turn trim symbols off and apply. Do you see how I now have lines going all the way through those symbols to the center? So the trim symbols actually shortens the line. If I were to send this to AutoCAD, I would find then that these lines were shorter than the distance from point to point, because Traverse PC actually trimmed those lines out of those symbols. Real clean way to do my drawings, really makes these look nice. I like how that comes across. I'm going to turn the trim symbols off just for a moment though, and show you a second way to do this, sort of a generic way globally for the whole survey, and that is through the drawing settings. So I'm going to right click, go to drawing settings, and I want this clear background tab. And one of the options in the clear background tab is all survey space block and symbols. So if I turn this on, I can also specify sort of a gap around the symbol then. I want just 1/100th of an inch. Let's apply that. And I see that those symbols are going to be trimmed now also. But the difference here is that instead of trimming just a particular traverse, I did it for the whole drawing. Okay. Now, if you notice up here in the northwest section corner, do you see what happens with these labels? They kind of got overridden a little bit. So I've got to play around a little bit with drawing order, and I can tell Traverse PC that if I'm going to trim these symbols here, okay, let's choose OK for that, where these might otherwise be overlaid a little bit, I probably should go into that text layer and just right-click, and maybe I go to Layer Tools, Drawing Order right here. So I'm going to move that to the front, and then I'll be able to see those because any clearing by the label will be clearing the symbol, not the symbol clearing the label. So there's ways to make that work out exactly the way you want. But I want you to see then that I can either trim symbols with a Traverse drawing setting, or I can trim symbols globally in the whole drawing with the drawing settings clearing tab. I want to mention also that if I use the global drawing background clearing, I don't change the line lengths. So I'm actually just clearing over the top of the line and then placing the symbol in that clearing, but I haven't changed the line length. So if I export this to CAD, in that particular case, the lines are exactly the length from point to point, whereas the trimming the symbols actually shorten those lines when I send it to CAD.